Basically, most social media platforms these days for artists are either dying, full of AI slop, or just not worth your time anymore. Now, I've personally used or researched all of these platforms, from old school ones like DeviantArt to the newer ones like Cara and BlueSky. And I'm judging them based on community, growth potential, AI issues, and just how good they feel to use as an artist. DeviantArt used to be the biggest platform for artists online. It actually started as a forum for computer mods, but grew into a massive art sharing community peaking around 2008 to 2012. But over time, as it usually is, it started to decline. And honestly, even before AI became a problem, the platform already had issues. One of the biggest ones was how heavily it got taken over by weird, fetish, and not safe for work content. At some point, it didn't even matter what you searched or what kind of filters you had selected. If not safe for work was enabled, you'd almost always run into something completely unrelated and often uncomfortable. Then came the Eclipse redesign, which made things even worse. The feed became less relevant, it was harder to see content from artists you actually followed, and it started to feel like people were just disappearing from the platform. On top of that, features that used to be free slowly got locked behind paywalls. And now with AI, it's even more frustrating. Like basically, as soon as I turned off my AI filters, AI artists, I guess, if they cannot even be called artists, this is just AI slop, to be honest. And it's one of the first searches as well. Like, it doesn't say made with AI, but you never know on this site anymore. So yeah, I always put in suppress AI and add the tags in. You constantly have to check whether something is AI generated. Even with filters turned on, it still shows up a lot. So for me, the platform just doesn't feel reliable or safe for finding real references anymore. A lot of artists left, and what's left feels like an empty shell of what used to be a really strong community. I still check it occasionally out of nostalgia, but that's really all it is now. And I'd probably rate it a D tier because of all the issues and also my personal experiences brought into this. It really fell off. Next one that I frequently used as a teenager was Tumblr. Tumblr used to be one of the most creative platforms out there, especially for different types of artists like writers, photographers, you name it. And what made it really special was how customizable everything was. You could design your own blog, edit HTML code, and create something that actually felt personal. It wasn't just a feed, it felt like your own space on the internet. The community was also incredibly diverse, and it worked really well for sharing all kinds of creative content. Its peak was around 2012, but things started to shift after it was acquired by Yahoo. Ads became more noticeable, and content moderation changes started to affect the user experience as well. The biggest turning point was the full not safe for work ban in 2019. While moderation was necessary, completely removing the entire site of the platform pushed a lot of users away instead of managing the issue properly. After that, it slowly lost its identity. The feed feels less personal now, and that original charm, the thing that made Tumblr feel unique, is mostly gone. I still check it from time to time, but more for nostalgia than anything else, similar to DeviantArt. I would rank it a C tier just because it still has a soft space in my heart, but all the changes really lost the whole plot. So Cara feels like one of the few platforms right now that actually understands what artists want. I first heard about it during the backlash against Instagram's AI direction, and it immediately stood out because of its strict no AI policy. After seeing so many platforms get flooded with AI content, Cara honestly feels like a breath of fresh air. It's easy to use, the feed is clean, and discovering new artists actually feels natural again. At first, the app had some stability issues because so many users were joining at once, but now it's in a much better place. What I personally like is how calm it feels. Like, there's no constant pressure, no overwhelming ads, and no endless stream of low quality content. Even without a big following, it feels good to post there, like you're actually part of a community again. It has also collaborated with Glaze, which is a site that kind of changes your art, glazes it. So the AI recognition cannot actually learn from your art. And I think it's a good thing, but it has its own issues. So it's not perfect right now, but it's one of the few platforms that still feels like it's built for artists and not against them. I would rate it S tier for now, but who knows what happens when stuff starts to change and become more popular. BlueSky started gaining attention when Twitter became X and a lot of users began looking for alternatives. It wasn't made specifically for artists, but it quickly became a popular space for us. Right now it feels like a smaller, more controlled version of early Twitter. There's less chaos, less spam, and fewer ads, which makes it a lot more enjoyable to use. It still has that early platform feeling where the community is smaller but more genuine. There's a lot less AI clutter compared to other platforms, which makes sharing and discovering art feel more authentic. The main question is whether it can grow without turning into some kind of corporate-driven space people are trying to escape from. But for now, it's a really solid option. I would rate it an A tier. Next one is ArtStation, and it is probably the most professional platform on this list. It's less of a social media app and more of a portfolio space where artists can show high-level work and even find jobs. You can immediately see the difference in quality compared to most other platforms. It did face backlash over its handling of AI and the no AI tag, which caused some artists to leave. But despite that, it's still heavily used in the industry, especially by professional and game artists. And that's what keeps it relevant, actually. Even if people have issues with it, they can't fully leave because it's become somewhat of a standard. For me, it's more of an inspiration and learning tool. It feels more like a curated Pinterest board, but with real professionals, tutorials, and even training resources. So while it's not perfect, it's still extremely valuable. I would rank it with an A tier. Artfol is kind of a new platform that I've tried out. Artfol feels like a mix between Tumblr and Pinterest, but with a stronger focus on community. It's very simple and doesn't overwhelm you with features, which actually works in its favor. The platform encourages interaction. You're kind of pushed to talk to people, join challenges, and engage with others, which is a nightmare for introverts like me though. It also gave me a lot of nostalgia. It reminded me of when I first started posting art online, just sharing ideas without overthinking it. It doesn't support AI, which is a big plus, but it has had issues in the past with data scraping. Overall, it feels small and niche, but in a good way. I would rank it with B tier. The next one is Unvale, and it is more focused on character creation and world building. It has a strong community aspect and encourages users to build out their profiles and interact through small rewards like badges. One thing that really stands out though is how strict the platform is. There's no AI, no not safe for work, and even certain types of content can get flagged easily. That makes it a very safe space, especially for younger users, but it can also feel limiting for artists who explore darker and more complex themes. There have also been some complaints about moderation decisions like content being removed or restricted. Overall, it feels like a platform best suited for younger artists or beginners, and I would rank it with B tier. Toyhouse has its own problems, to be honest. Toyhouse is also focused on characters and world building, but it works very differently. It's invite only, which makes it feel more exclusive, but also harder to get access. The idea is that limiting access helps with moderation and keeps bots out, but it also creates a kind of gatekeeping system. It is also a way to control how many people are on the site and to not have servers overwhelmed. A lot of users actually make money through commissions and character trading on the platform. Compared to Unvale, it's less restrictive in terms of content, which gives artists a lot more freedom. The whole UI though is very confusing. Once I managed to get access to it, I was just very confused and very overwhelmed, but it still has that feel of customization, which I really like. However, there has been multiple reports of inconsistent moderation and users getting banned without clear reasons or based on vibes. And then the moderation team, it's only one moderator, don't even respond to email messages or anything, and it feels a bit sketchy at times. So while it has a strong niche community, it's not without its issues, and I would probably put it in B tier. So looking at all of these platforms, it's pretty clear that every single one has its pros and cons. Some struggle with AI, some suffer from over-moderation or not enough moderation, and others just lost what made them special in the first place. Right now, Cara and BlueSky feel like the best places for artists right now, if you actually want to share your art and feel part of a community again. But this space is constantly changing, so I'm really curious, what platforms are you using right now? Are there any smaller or niche ones I should have checked out? These were ones that I've really heard of a lot, but some of them I haven't tried, like Toyhouse and Artfol. Toyhouse really surprised me by how strict it can be, and also I didn't know you needed an invite to come in there, so that is also a whole thing that I don't really agree with. But it's been in beta for years now, so I doubt this will change soon. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you like this, and hopefully you can let me know if there's any platforms that you want me to review next, and see ya in the next one.